Welcome everybody to the Meet Damien channel. I am Damien, and we're taking a look at Bitcoin once again here. Take a look at the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a little bit of a fake out yesterday, or that's what it seems like, where it got up to like $107,000 Bitcoin earlier. Actually, it happened like right after the start of this daily candle here for Monday, right after 8 p.m. Let's get into the 1 hour chart here. You'll kind of see that little crazy fake out that we had, where Bitcoin got as high as about 107,137 on the charts here, and basically messed up a lot of leveraged traders and day traders, including myself. You had to be really on top of things if you were day trading Bitcoin and crypto yesterday. I actually was able to sell some Ethereum near the highs of yesterday, so I'm happy about that. Kudos to me for that. But I know some people got wrecked, even though the price of Bitcoin is kind of near all-time highs right now. We'll take a look at the leveraged traders here to see how exactly they fared here. But yeah, let me just get into this article here from Cointelegraph. They're saying that 107,000 fake out or new all-time highs. The things you need to know about Bitcoin this week. Bitcoin is testing traders' nerves and pockets as the highest weekly close ever was followed by a dive right back to $102,000 Bitcoin. I think they show the charts here going up and down on the 1 hour time frame. We've already seen that just now, but this is what the liquidation heat map is looking like for Bitcoin. We still have some leverage above us now, sitting at about $107,000 Bitcoin, but there's not really that much liquidity below us. I mean, there is some. And matter of fact, this is an old article. Well, this article came out earlier today. We could take a look at the liquidation heat map, see what it actually looks like right now. But yeah, people basically got wiped out, both longs and shorts. Let's go into the liquidation heat map so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. Alright, so this is what the current liquidation heat map looks like for Bitcoin. We now have a few short sellers hanging out, taking their cute at $107,500 Bitcoin. About $72 million of Bitcoin liquidation leverage will get wiped out if Bitcoin gets up to that price. We also have some longs that decided to put their stops in here at about $102,000 Bitcoin. Currently, they're sitting pretty as well, because that's about $3,000 below where the current price of Bitcoin is at. So yeah, we got some liquidation on both sides again here after they got basically wiped out last night. Let's get back into looking at Bitcoin here on the charts. We can see that Bitcoin is currently trading at $105,460 Bitcoin. And I'm just looking at the 1 hour time frame, and yeah, you can see like last night around 8 o'clock Eastern time here, we had those red candles of death here that just basically wiped out this nice move that Bitcoin was making to get up to about $107,000 here. Anytime I see an up and then a down and then up and a down like that, okay, that lets me know there's a lot of leverage out there. There's a lot of short sellers that are getting blown out. There's also a lot of late longs, people who showed up late to the party. They're putting in their stop losses, and the market may just come in and they just take a nosedive and take out those late longs with tight stop losses and high leverage. They came for them yesterday. But it looks like we got a nice little healthy recovery going into this morning. As soon as the stock market opened up and the ETFs were able to start pouring money back into Bitcoin. Around 9 p.m. Eastern time here, you see these nice green hourly candles pumping the price of Bitcoin back up again. There was a little bit of scare this weekend about the credit agency Moody downgrading Bitcoin. I'm sorry, downgrading not Bitcoin, downgrading the U.S. debt and the credit rating for the United States government. But to be honest with you guys, we all knew that the U.S. government was having trouble paying their bills and that debt was a problem. So they didn't really tell us anything new. And I think that's why the markets, including the stock market, they just shrugged off the bad news and they just kept pumping Bitcoin all throughout the day here. I see my buddy Mar joined in. Good to see you come into the live stream. Mar wants to know, where is Bitcoin going now? Well, that's what we're doing. We're looking at the charts for Bitcoin, and we're going to try to figure out where Bitcoin could go next. I see Carmine thinks that Bitcoin could go to $118,000 this week. That might be a possibility. And then Elijah Young is saying they need to wait for the Bitcoin dominance to take as Bitcoin prices go up. That's your altcoin season. Okay, yeah. When Bitcoin dominance actually starts going down, that's when we'll be on the lookout for an altcoin season. I agree with you on that. Clipstore is saying crypto is about to dump. Okay, I'd like to know why your reasons might be that crypto is about to dump. I think we've already experienced a dump. You think we have to go back down again just because you missed out on buying Bitcoin at $70,000? Okay, that's your fault for not buying Bitcoin at $70,000 or $80,000. The market's going to do whatever it wants to do, but you're going to need a better reason than it's going to dump as a reason why it's going to dump. We need to know, what are your reasons. But anyways, let's zoom out to the daily chart time frame here for Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been making some steady higher lows here, so I'm not quite sure why we would have to start dumping for any reason here. We do have the $106,000 sell wall that I've pointed out before. That's very crucial. This $106,000 sell wall is where the candle closes were back in December and also here in January. So I noted that in the chart here that we have to break past that, and we actually broke past that last night, so that was good to see. But it's still creating a little bit of resistance here. I do see a nice hammer candle, it looks like, being formed here on Bitcoin. That, even though it's red, it could still point us in the right direction to go up and to the right to higher prices here for Bitcoin. Let me go ahead and do a quick Fibonacci analysis here, because I know some of you guys are like, how high could Bitcoin go? Okay, so if we just measure from basically $107,000, okay, down to the low here in April, where my buddy should have bought Bitcoin if he thought it was dumping. He should have bought it when it was dumping already. All right. So this Fibonacci extension is saying that the 1618 says Bitcoin could go up to $127,000. So my other buddy here in the TikTok stream that says $118,000 Bitcoin, that might actually be too low. Okay. My Fibonacci analysis is saying that Bitcoin can go to $127,000. Now, when will it do that? I'm not sure if it's going to do it this week. Okay. But I think another target that we're focusing on here is the 2618 level, where Bitcoin could get up to $159,000. Okay. And if I show you this other special indicator that I like using, that kind of predicts the top for Bitcoin. Okay. This is the, as this loads up, this is the pi cycle top indicator. If I turn that bad boy on, it's also saying that this green line here, this is the pi cycle indicator, this green line is sitting at $159,000. So I actually think we should be targeting $159,000 for Bitcoin. We're only, what, $54,000 away from that? I think we should be targeting $159,000 Bitcoin sometime later on in 2025. And for those who subscribe to the 4-year cycle, you guys know that 2025 should be a good year for Bitcoin. We could see, $159,000 Bitcoin. We might even see $212,000 Bitcoin according to this Fibonacci analysis. But I think that's a very lofty goal. I'm sticking to the 127 and 159,000. I want to see those first before we start talking about $200,000 Bitcoin here. All right, but yeah, that's what I got with the Fibonacci there. Let's see. And Chris Paranormal, you're saying that you know another trader that you trust, and he has similar fib levels, just like me. I mean, we're all using the same tools, and if he's just as good at reading the charts as I am, he's probably doing the same thing, measuring from 107 down to 74, and it spits out these Fibonacci levels here. Now, let me go ahead and get rid of some of these indicators here. I'll get rid of the moving averages and just clean things up here. But just, on a Fibonacci level here, I'm just measuring from 74,000, 400 all the way up to $107,000, okay, which is where we topped out yesterday. And these fib levels, they're very helpful if we have a downside target. Oh shoot, guys, I have to take this phone call. I have a rental car customer that showed up late. Hold on a second. Just a second. All right, sorry about that, guys. I had to take that phone call. It was a business phone call, so I'm still doing business out here, even though I got these live streams going. But yeah, just going back to the Fibonacci analysis here, you'll see that we have a 0.786 retracement level that says that Bitcoin could still come down to like $100,000, and that shouldn't be a surprise to us either. Okay, then we have another more likely level that we could hit, which is $94,600 Bitcoin, is the 0.618 level so far on the Fibonacci analysis. Guys, let me know if you're still there. I'm sorry, I had to take that phone call as part of my business here. But let me know if you guys are still there, and then go ahead and put in your requests for your altcoins and cryptos. All right. So yeah, Chris, I'm just reading your comment here. Chris, you're saying that one of the Fibonacci's is at $105,000 and the next one at $109,000. I'm a little bit curious how that other trader measured. I'm not sure where he might have measured, but I'm assuming that those are the fib extension levels that you're talking about. Right now, just me measuring my fib extension level, the 1618 is sitting at $127,000. But that's taking account this big move here. Now, if I did like a smaller measurement, if I measured from like the last impulse move back here on Cinco de Mayo, right, then, you know, I do have a 1618 that says we could get up to about $114,000 Bitcoin. And I think a lot of other traders are focusing on just that right now, the $114,000 level, which I agree with as well, using Fibonacci here, that we could see $114,000 Bitcoin. And I think that kind of goes with my other buddy here in the live stream chat that says that Bitcoin go to $118,000 later on this week. So yeah, I think that's a possibility. Might be more like $114,000, but 118 is also a possibility. Bob Singh is saying that we need a pullback. That's the thing about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not going to do what you think it needs to do. Bitcoin's going to do whatever Bitcoin wants to do, okay? And the crazy thing about these V-shaped recoveries, that's basically what we had, is a V-shaped recovery, okay? Is that it doesn't give you time to do a pullback. There's been no pullback. It's been up and to the right for Bitcoin. Your pullback, if you're looking for a pullback, you got to just buy in when Bitcoin's trading sideways, because there really is no pullback. You see, you get a sideways trading action here back in April, right? And then you get the leap up forward, and then you trade sideways again. This is your pullback. That's all you're going to get for a pullback. And then you get bumped up again. And now here we are, we just trade sideways, and now we look like we're trying to do another bump up. So pullback wise, I mean, good luck. You had all this time here to get the pullback on Bitcoin back in February, March, and April. Okay, you had all this time to get the pullback. You got to buy when everybody's afraid and scared and desperate, and then you sell when everybody's talking about buying a new boat or whatever with their money. Okay, a new boat, a new car, or whatever. When everybody's euphoric, that's when you should be selling. When you feel like sending a screenshot and sending it to your friends about how much money you made in crypto, that's a good time to sell. Right now, we're not sure whether we should be buying or selling. Okay, but it looks like that Bitcoin's not giving anybody an opportunity to buy at lower prices. The only time you get an opportunity is when it trades sideways. Okay, so right now we are kind of trading sideways with Bitcoin. This might be it, and then we're gonna probably do another leg up to about $114,000 Bitcoin. Okay, I'm starting to be of the belief that we might not see Bitcoin go below $90,000 ever again. And then I'm starting, as we continue climbing higher, I'm starting to be of the belief that we might never see Bitcoin go below $100,000 anytime soon here. Let's see. Chris is in the chat. He's saying I had so much blood this morning. You're talking about blood in the markets? Yeah, I mean this morning would have been the pullback. I think we pulled back a little bit here on Bitcoin. Let's look at the 1 hour chart again one more time. I mean, this is it. This is all you got to get for a pullback, right? We see Bitcoin top out $107,000. Then we came down to 102,150. That was your pullback. And then there's just too much demand for Bitcoin. It's pushing back up to almost $106,000 again. Chris is saying that they're playing big money games here. Leaves a lot of retail traders buying higher and wanting a pullback. Yeah, that's probably what's going on right now. You know, and it's not just cryptocurrency. There's a lot of guys in the stock market world that got caught off guard. There's some hedge funds out there that were still shorting the S&P 500, and they're waiting for a pullback just to cover their shorts. You know, but the market is just not letting it happen. And the fact that we could have a trade deal at any time, just like send the markets higher than where it is right now. Like, we're still waiting on a trade deal with India and a trade deal with Japan. Some of these big trading partners with America. And that could happen at any point. And then there goes any hope of a pullback. As long as they got that threat. It seems like we don't really know what's going to actually pull the markets back at this point. They tried to do a pullback with the credit downgrade on Friday, but that didn't really do much because the markets looked past that, because we already knew that the United States government is having trouble paying its bills. That's nothing new to anybody. So I don't know. I'm not sure if you're ever going to get that pullback, to be honest. Bobson is saying that M2 Global is saying pullback soon. So does Elliott wave theory. And then Chris is saying a lot of stocks are at a resistance, so a lot of them can just chop for a little bit. Yeah, I think that's what the name of the game is going to be, is just chopping and sideways trading action for Bitcoin and some of these other cryptos. Let's take a look at XRP. I'm actually in a leverage long. I'm long in XRP right now because I think XRP could surprise us to the upside and get up to like $3 here. But let's go ahead and turn the moving averages. The reason why I like XRP is because the moving averages, it's above most of the moving averages here. 200-day moving average, that red line, very important. That's at $2.19, so we got support there. We also have support with the white and green line. The 50-day moving average is sitting at $2.29. And the 100-day moving average is kind of acting like resistance right now at $2.40. But with all these moving averages bunched up together, not really having much direction here, it leads me to believe that there's going to be an explosive move on XRP. And I'm believing that explosive move is going to be to the upside, because if Bitcoin keeps going up to higher prices, XRP is going to try to play catch up here. And if XRP starts being explosive here, I see $3 coming up very shortly, in no time. That's where my take profit target is for XRP. Let me go ahead and turn on the VRVP, and you'll see why I get very excited with XRP. We just have to get past like 245, 250 on XRP, and then the volume starts to drop off on the VRVP here very steeply. And then you got this value area high sitting at $3.12 here. Okay. That could, that could be the next resistance level. But basically it's telling me that XRP, right, if I measure this out from where we are right now to like the value area high, you got like a 31% gainer on XRP. And I believe XRP can do that really fast here, really quick, because look what it did back in March 2nd. XRP was trading at $2.17. And it jumped up to like $3 in one day. It went up like 34% in one day. I think the same thing could happen with XRP all over again here. Okay. Guys, if you're enjoying this analysis so far, please feel free to hit that like button. When you hit that like button, it gets more people to join the live stream, and then we can have a bigger community here talking about cryptocurrencies and XRP and Bitcoin and whatever altcoins. I'm ready to start taking requests, guys. If you have a altcoin you want me to talk about, I can't really do too long of a stream here because I actually am going to be going out on a date. Yes, Damien does go out on dates here, and I have a date later on tonight, so I have to get ready for that. But yeah, that's XRP in a nutshell. If XRP for some reason comes down, it has a lot of moving average support here. 200-day moving average is sitting at $2.19. If we lose that, then I start to become worried about XRP, because that's also where this higher low was formed here on XRP, around like $2.10, $2.19 area. If we start losing like $2.10, then I start to be worried about XRP, and that would take me out of my my trade on XRP, to be honest. Because then something's wrong with XRP if it's not able to hold that. But I think if it does go down to like, I think $2 would still hold that psychological support for XRP. Because the XRP army is just, I feel like they'll get excited to buy more if XRP goes to that level. All right, let's look at Solana. See how Solana's hanging in there. Right now we have Solana currently trading at $165. Solana is also contending against the 200-day moving average as resistance right now. Not as strong as XRP, but it's making its recovery. It's doing its higher lows and higher high, trying to create an uptrend here. We'll see if it can actually break through the 200-day moving average and use that as support instead of resistance. Just flip that over to support. That 200-day moving average is sitting at $181. So I'm actually also in a leverage trade. I'm day trading Solana right now, and I got my take profit target at $180. And I have my stop loss right below this candle wick here at $158. Is where I'm putting my stop loss in on Solana. Okay, and I just think Solana is capable of getting up to $180 in short order here, and then we'll just have to see how it reacts as it goes up to higher prices. If it can use that 200-day as support rather than resistance. But I do believe Solana is capable of getting up to $200. I'll do a quick Fibonacci analysis here, measuring from the top here, I believe at $186 down to the low where we saw Solana at $104, and we got a 1618 that says Solana could get up to like $234. Okay, and if I turn into VRVP is saying that you got a value area high at $194, so that's actually probably where a lot of people are gonna start selling their Solana. Some people might not be fully convinced that Solana can get up to $200, so they might start front running the selling at $194 instead of selling it at $200. But once you get past $200, yeah, you got a little bit of high volume here at 217, and then you also got that volume here at 234. I think 234 is a reasonable target to be taking profit on Solana here. Mara said I'm gonna raise her up with the crypto talk. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I'll tell her I got some Bitcoin that should get her excited already, right? You're funny. All right. Let's see. All right, we got a little bit of a quiet bunch today here. We're gonna take a look. We'll take a look at Ethereum, see how Ethereum's doing, and we'll look at Sui after that. Ethereum is currently trading at 25.12. Ethereum is kind of in a similar boat as Solana, just trying to get past that 200-day moving average. Ethereum's 200-day moving average is sitting at 27.01. You can see that during this past week here, we've been using that as resistance. It would be nice if we can actually get above the 200-day moving average and use it as support. Right now, we're kind of using the 100-day. That blue line is our support line right now. That's currently sitting at 24.72. And today, we actually lost that support, right? We lost that on Ethereum. But we came down to like 23.49. I'm not sure why exactly it decided to just stop there. Maybe that was a Fibonacci level there. Let's take a look. Okay. We came down to what, 23.49? I believe that's in the same area as the 618 Fibonacci retracement level. That's the golden pocket level. So I think that's what traders were targeting when they bought it back up again at that level. I see Trade Intuitions in the chat. Yes, listen to Trade Intuition, guys. Don't forget to remember to smash that like button. It's the least you guys can do. I'm providing this knowledge about the charts here and going over your requests. The least bit of thing you could do is just help me out by hitting that like button. It really does help me out. Gets more people to come onto this live stream, because YouTube and TikTok will know that people actually enjoy this content, so they'll start sending more people this way. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm glad you're loving all the free knowledge here. Trade intuition. All right. Let's see. Yeah, so we do have like a golden pocket level here at 2383 for Ethereum. If it decides to come back down again, we might even visit the 0.5 retracing level at 2273. Okay, and then we also have the 21 EMA could provide some support at 2208. Okay, so you do have some support for Ethereum if it does decide to create a higher low than, a lower higher low than what it already has right here. Okay, but I'm expecting Ethereum to just kind of trade sideways for the most part, because the RSI on the daily time frame still, I mean, we were overbought last week, but unless we get some more explosive moves here with Bitcoin, I'm expecting Ethereum to just trade sideways, because it's already close to being overbought on the RSI. I'm trying to see if the stochastic, yeah, stochastic could probably still come down a little bit lower before we get another explosive impulse move on Ethereum. And then let's check out my cheat sheet. Market Cipher B. Market Cipher B said that you should have been selling Ethereum last Thursday. So with that being said, what comes after red usually comes a green dot. So we'll be waiting and looking for that green buy dot that says like now's a good time to buy Ethereum again. Okay, but it should be coming up. All right, because that's usually how these dots go. You get green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot. We just had a red dot, so we're just waiting for the green dot to tell us, yeah, you're good to go, bro. I'm buying Ethereum. All right. Appreciate the follow, guys. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the follow button. And for my YouTube guys, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you know when I go live. All right. So that was Ethereum. We'll take a look at SUI next. SUI is a little bit more stronger than Ethereum and Solana at this point, mainly because it's already above most of the moving averages here, and it's actually using the 21 EMA as a support. That's very great to see. Okay, that 21 EMA is sitting at $3.71. If we lose the 21 EMA, I start to become a little bit concerned. If we start losing the 200-day moving average at 338, I become even more concerned that SUI doesn't have what it's needed to go to higher prices here. Okay, I think I have done previous Fibonacci analysis on SUI, measuring from the high of like $4.29 on Monday, May 12th, down to this level here at $2.12 here, and it says that we have a 1618 that says that SUI could get up to like $5.59 in the near future here, just using the Fibonacci levels here. So I am targeting about a $5 SUI in the near future here. SUI also has a red dot here on Market Cipher B, as you guys can see right here. We had a red dot on last Wednesday, so now we're just waiting for a green dot to let us know that yeah, it should be a good time to buy SUI. Right now SUI's RSI is at 58, so it's a little bit lower than, what was that, the last one that we saw, Ethereum, I believe. SUI is probably more primed and ready to go to higher prices than Ethereum and Solana, because its RSI is low. Let's take a look at the stochastic RSI. Stochastic RSI is also very low, so I feel like SUI is going to be the leader on the altcoins as far as like when altcoin season begins. SUI is probably going to be the one that leads the way to higher prices and new all-time highs. I feel like in this cycle, I mean, in this cycle, it was actually Solana last year, but I think this year SUI is going to be the one that's going to take us to the promised land. to new all-time highs before the other altcoins do. And maybe then Solana follows after that, and then Ethereum, okay? But I feel like the talk of the town is going to be Sui for 2025. It's already has the markings, the makings of a varsity athlete right here. All right. I'm just reading what Trade Intuition is saying here. You think I'm killing it with the live streams? Thank you. I got the music turned up a little bit. Let me know if the music is a little bit too loud, Trade Intuition. But I figured that, I just wanted to be a little bit more lively today. I had the volume up, turned a little bit more on the music. And then you said, keep up the nice work and watching and liking what you're seeing. Thank you. Arklo, you have a question here. Any green dots on Gods Unchained? Can you tell me the ticker symbol for that? I need to know the ticker symbol. I could try typing the name of it, but I don't know if it will come up or not. Let's see. Let's take a look at this. Gods Unchained. All right, and this on Coinbase. That's interesting. There's really a cryptocurrency called Gods Unchained, and it's on Coinbase, usually the last exchange to actually list the cryptocurrency. This thing is already on it. All right, that's interesting. What has this thing done? I'm looking at the daily time frame. I got a lot of stuff here. Let me get rid of the moving averages so I can clean things up a little bit here. This thing has been on Coinbase since 2022, and I haven't even heard about it yet. Or no one's requested it on this channel. Okay. Alright, so looking at Gods Unchained, currently trading at 18 cents here. Up about 8.3% today. And I'm not sure what to make of this this cryptocurrency. I really don't like the price action, to be honest, because you got lower highs, but like the highs, when they do go, it's like scam wick highs. Okay, I don't really like that. I can't really game plan anything with that, okay? But you're clearly in a downtrend, right? Because you're making lower highs and also lower lows here. So you tell me, I mean, is this thing actually going to... Is it actually going to form a bottom here? Because even though you get these scam wick highs, you then start going down and you're making lower lows here. I need to start seeing some bullish divergence. This thing seems to be all over the place. Even the RS high gets to be, crazy high. Is this like a low market cap cryptocurrency? If I throw in $10, is this thing gonna go right back up to like 30 cents or whatever? I'm joking around, but at the same time being serious. Like this is just nonsense in my opinion. Okay, so let's see. The lowest low was April 7th, just like a lot of other cryptocurrencies. This thing was trading at 6 cents, 6.5 cents. Then it got as high as about 25 cents here on May 13th. What are the moving averages doing? Let's see what the moving averages are doing. Okay. So the good bit of news is that you're above the 200-day moving average and most of the other moving averages here. So there could be possibility of hope here on this cryptocurrency. I'm just trying to look at the history now. Like this thing has gone above the moving averages before, only for it to then come back down again. So like, I don't know. It's a little bit craziness here. I can't be bullish on this crypto for one reason. You're still making lower highs. You gotta make a higher high and stay above there for me to be bullish on this crypto. Even though you got above the 200-day moving average, that's the start. Okay, you got above the 200-day moving average. You got above most of the moving averages here, but you gotta have sustainable price action to the upside, or else no one can trust that this is sustainable. Okay. So the last high, technically, if you're going to count the scam wick here, where somebody got scammed out at 30 cents. You got to get above 30 cents, in my opinion, and stay above 30 cents for a significant amount of time here. Let's go ahead and turn on the VRVP here, see what the VRVP has to say with all this craziness in this coin as I start to zoom out a little bit here. So value area high is sitting about 25 cents. Once you get above 25 cents, the volume drops off significantly. And this thing could shoot up to higher prices. It could even shoot up to like 50 cents before you get some resistance here. Wow. I mean, this thing's possible to make explosive moves up to the upside. I'll give you that. I will give you that. But I'm just worried that, you know, if you go up to 30 cents, or not even if you don't even make it up to 30 cents, you're just going to get pushed back down again. And then do you create another lower low? I don't know. I don't want to trade that. I want to see that higher high come in. And then I want to see higher lows and then more higher highs after that. You're saying that there's a lot of fan noise you hear in the background? Sometimes that's the GPU processor just processing all the things. I'm live streaming here. I'm also getting live data off of TradingView here. I probably have maybe a few windows here that are open that I probably need to close, but yeah, that's just the GPU and the cooling fan trying to cool things down here. And sometimes it just happens, like if there's a lot of things going on in the markets, TradingView will cause my processor to just process even more information here. So I don't know what to tell you. If you don't like it, you can just leave the live stream. You don't have to come back. There will be other people here that will be listening to the live stream here, and you know, I got music playing in the background too. I'm trying to do what I can to keep you guys entertained here as best as I can. But if you're gonna be complaining about fan noise, then just go somewhere else. Yeah, you can just go somewhere else. You don't have to be here. All right. Let's see. Let's take a look at AVAX. See how AVAX is doing. AVAX is currently trading at $22.16. This is a cryptocurrency here that is actually making higher highs and higher lows, getting resistance off the 100-day moving average. But the last higher high that it made was on Monday, May 12th, when we got it up to like $26.84, and that's higher than this other high here at back in March 1st when we were at like $22.49. So that's very good to see. Is it above these other highs here? About 26.37 and 26.55. So yeah, it is getting above the highs in February. So that is good to see. You got your low back in April, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. AVAX is doing, Avalanche is doing what I need to see in order for me to become bullish on an asset here. Okay, I think AVAX is doing just fine. Just fine. It is going to get resistance off this 100-day moving average. It has to flip that into support at some point. And then there's going to be some more resistance here at the 29.56 level where the 200-day movement is sitting at. But I think Avalanche is doing just fine. You know, we did identify the double bottom here. Okay, we did see that there was some bullish divergence that was showing up. So we got the bullish divergence that came in. We got the double bottom here. Now we're getting the higher lows and the higher highs. I feel comfortable if someone told me that they're new to crypto and they already have, you know, Bitcoin, SUI, and Solana and XRP, and they're looking for another one. I would start recommending Avalanche as a crypto to get into here. Avalanche is at $22.19, but in that last altcoin season that we had in November and December, we've seen this thing at like $54, $55. So this thing has a potential to double, maybe even triple whatever money you put into it. Let me go ahead and turn the VRVP here. VRVP is saying that we have a POC sitting at $22, so that's pretty important. That means a lot of traders and investors have bought and sold at this area. It could be a good support area. before we springboard to higher prices. We do have a high volume here at 26 bucks. That corresponds to the 100-day moving average. And then we have some more high volume here at like 27 and 28 bucks. But interestingly enough, where the 200-day moving average is at 29.56, you have a gap in the VFVP, which leads me to believe that this thing could probably overshoot the 200-day moving average, maybe come up to the value area high at like 35 bucks before coming back down to the 200-day moving average and using that as support, reconfirming that as support, and then boom, off to the races on Avalanche here. Very interesting, very interesting. But guys, I was going to keep this live stream short. I'm sorry for the interruption earlier. I do run a rental car business on top of live streaming here and also day trading. So I do a lot of things, keeping myself busy. And I'm about to go on a date. So yeah, I have to get going here soon, guys. And I don't see any more requests. So I think that's going to be it for today. Keeping it short and sweet for today. Appreciate you guys coming on to the live stream. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way out if you haven't already. And be on the lookout for some of my videos. I'll try to do like maybe some YouTube shorts and some TikToks here. Maybe some for tomorrow. And then we'll try to do another live stream tomorrow. Maybe a little bit earlier than what I did today. I'll have to see what I feel. Maybe I do the live stream early and then I do the TikToks and YouTube shorts after that, or maybe I do the YouTube shorts and TikToks early and then I do the live stream later. You just know that I'm pretty active during the afternoons here. This is when you can get me on the live stream, okay? But yeah guys, appreciate you guys coming out, and I'll see you on the next live stream. Take care guys.